Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a fall hydrangea. So let's do it. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to go through my materials. I have Arches watercolor paper, I have my Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors, I have a Princeton snap brush in a size 12, and my paper towel and water, and we're ready to begin. Okay, so we're going to be doing kind of like a fall hydrangea where they were kind of white and they start to turn that like rusty kind of pinkish color almost. So it's a little difficult because it is such a light color and it's not just like a pink hydrangea or a blue one, or you know, it's white and then it has a little bit of color to it. So obviously we're not going to paint with white paint, so we want to have that off kind of ivory color with a little bit of like rust. So I'm going to actually use a bit of yellow ochre here, and then I have some, I might actually take a little bit of sap green too, because they actually do have that tinge of sap green to them, like that, and just take a really light wash like that. And then before I start, I'm just gonna pick up my kind of dusty rose color. So here I have permanent rose, which is a quite bright pink, and to mute that color, you just want to add kind of the color that is on the opposite of the color wheel. So this doesn't have pink, but let's say pink is closest to red. You're going to want to add a bit of green to the pink to kind of mute that color. So I'm just going to take a bit of green, Hooker's Green Dark. Not too much, but it will just tone down that pink a bit. And you can get that nice dusty color. And you're not going to use like saturated pink for this. It's going to be a very light wash of it, just to add that tinge of pink. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this color over here that I have, but there is color there. It's just a very light wash of that yellow ochre and a bit of green. So I'm just going to start doing some little tiny petals. I think I showed you how to do a hydrangea in my light and shadow tutorial tips video. So if you want to refer back to that too, I did a hydrangea there, but you're basically just doing these little like petals, leaving white space in between. Not a ton of water, but you want to have it wet for a little bit because we're going to be going back in with some of that pink color and a bit of green. Hopefully you guys can see this. We're just kind of making tiny little petals. You can even go around like in a circle if you want. Might need to add a bit more. And if you do have cheaper paper, it does dry a lot faster. So you might want to add the color in as you go, because when you go back in, it will just end up being a layer on top rather than that color bleeding into the wet little petals that you did. Because if it's already dry, it'll just be a layer on top. So you might just want to do it a bit earlier. I'm using Arches, which stays wet longer, so I have a bit of time before this dries up. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in. Now I don't know if I really like this dusty rose color. I might add a bit of orange too. That's too much orange. That's more like a rust. Hold on. Maybe I'll add a bit of sap green. Let's see what that does. Okay, there. That's kind of like a burnt pink. And I'm just gonna drop some of that pink into areas around. Maybe I'll have one area that's pretty pink that's started to turn a lot more. I'm just gonna bring it over here. You can even go in with just pink too if you want. I feel like that's a little too pink. So yeah, I just added sap green instead of the Hooker's Green Dark. I think I like that pink better. You just want to add little bits of pink. And then you can even take your sap green too. Oops, that's a little bit too much. And just add in a little bit of the sap green as well. Like that. Then I might go in with some, nope, that's indigo. Payne's gray. Gray? No. Black. And this pink, maybe. Just darken up some areas. I took a little bit of black and mixed it with the pink. You don't have to do that. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. So I have a size 4 here. And I'm just gonna take some green. Maybe. I might just run through some of the parts. This looks more like, I don't know if it looks as much like a hydrangea as it does like a lilac when you do this, but we'll see. I'll pick up that green. Just have some of those stems running through it. Really, really lightly. Some more of that yellowish color. Maybe a bit of brown too towards the bottom. Yeah, so I'm just taking a bit of burnt umber to get some of that rusty brown color. Because really these hydrangeas are just dying, but they turn this nice like dusty rose kind of color before they do that. Like that. There you go. And now we can do the leaves. So I'm just going to take some Hooker's Green Dark, maybe a bit of sap green. And then I'm just going to and my son's waking up. Like that, do some leaves. No, don't wake up yet. It is not time, child. Mom life. He'll go back to sleep. It's not time yet. Okay, and then I'm going to take some dioxazine purple, just darken up the screen a bit, and go in maybe under, tap some darkness in there. Like that. And there you go. There's kind of your dusty rose hydrangea. Like that. That's kind of what I was looking at. So it's similar. So actually looking back at it as it started drying, it all started to kind of blend together and fade a bit. So I just went in and I added some permanent rose just to add some pops of color, especially to the underneath of the flower. And there you go. I think that just stands out a bit more. And there you go.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for more. Have a great day, guys. Bye!